NBA 2K10 was one of my favorite 2Ks in the series, even though it was a technical nightmare for a couple of reasons, and I'll get to those reasons shortly. Today I want to showcase my favorite feature of NBA 2K10, and it's easily the start of the MyCareer mode. And this is, I know, the first iteration of the MyCareer, but I do want to show what makes it so different from today's MyCareer if you guys haven't been used to that. And what makes this 2K MyCareer mode so special, so challenging, and so fun. If you're new here, welcome in, and if you know me, welcome back. Feel free to comment with any other video game features that you want me to do deep dives on, any video games that you want me to do deep dives on, and I will try to go either get them or see if I have them in my library. I want to make these videos entertaining, but also kind of educational for those people that do not have these video games. And I want to share the story of the progression of these video games over time. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Now, as you can see here, the menu options weren't as extensive as they are now, of course, but there was definitely a lot to pick from in terms of what you wanted to do, in terms of how you wanted your play style of your player. Point guard, pass first, scoring, defensive, 3-point specialist, athletic, all around. And I think it changes per position, but when it gets to like big, it turns into something different. So shooting guard, all around, scoring, defensive, 3-point specialist, athletic, slashing, all around, right? Small forward, all around, scoring, defensive, 3-point specialist, athletic, slashing, point forward, there's that, and then power forward, defensive, athletic, back to basket, face up, rebounding, all around. So they had a lot of templates per position, and it was really important going forward what that was, or what that like key was, because you weren't given a lot of overlap, honestly. So you start out with this game with a really low overall, and unlike the 2Ks of now, you're not able to just simply spend money to improve your player to like an 84, 85, 86. You have to kind of work for it. Well, not kind of work for it. You have to absolutely work for it. You have to put time in the lab and put time in drills and play very well in scrimmages, summer league, and D-League if you aren't good enough in summer league. That was the thing, is that it felt like there were always stakes in NBA 2K10 where if you didn't play well, you were not going to be immediately rewarded with your mediocre play. You had to actually play super well. So today for this experiment, for one of these experiments, I'm going to make a back to the basket center. We're going to make him 7'5". Make sure you have the weight up there as well. Let's make him like Shaq. Let's make him like a big Shaq, I guess. Yeah, good enough. Just give him all the accessories while we're at it, because again, this is what you had to do to make your player look cool back then. There wasn't any like brand partnerships or, oh, hey, there's Reebok or whatever. I mean, there were shoe brands, but that was the extent of it. There weren't like all these t-shirts and all these different accessories that you could have added and all that. There wasn't that. This was just about hooping. Early 2K MyCareer, just about hooping, and it was the best. Look at that, all the shoe colors. You don't have to buy these shoes. Beautiful. And as you see here, your play style automatically gets like locked up in terms of here's what you can and can't do. And that's why your play style really matters in terms of you getting the jump on skill points. You only have so many skill points to accrue at a time. There's no VC packages or anything. You have to earn your way. So with NBA 2K10, you start with 1,000 skill points and a very low overall rating. It could range from 39 to 42, depending on your player, position, and their player play style. And as you can see, I'm not even starting in the Summer League lineup. I have to earn that too. Look at my guy over there. And I know that some future 2Ks don't even have Summer League at all. You just start on the team, and some other 2Ks, they change your starting point where you played through college or whatever. I do like this Summer League method because it's simple, gets the job done, and makes you like really earn your keep in terms of you have to earn your spot. It makes a difference. Now, my guy is so slow already. Your player starts out like not really good. Oh, uh-oh, did I make it? Yes, let's go. And you could get really punished for just calling for the ball in this one. I think that the 2K teammate grade is a little less reactive nowadays, but this NBA 2K was like, you're going to be a great teammate or else. No calling for the ball, no being selfish. Like, you had to be patient with the offense or whatnot. Got the rebound though, so good outlet pass maybe? Nope, didn't get a good pass. But I'm gonna set these screens. A key thing early on to get your teammate grade up was just setting a bunch of screens, which is fine. It is good team basketball. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Oops. Here, I get this board. Yep. As a big early on, it was just good to get rebounds and score. You didn't have to cheese your way through this, but if you wanted a high teammate grade and you wanted some starting spots, you're going to have to like be efficient and make good decisions. That's all that was. Give me that board. Oh, oh, that's easy. Oh, shoot that. Shoot that. Okay. Nope, see, got bad call for a pass, even though I'm kind of open. So yeah, in this one, you can't spam the pass button too much or else you're gonna get points deducted for sure, which kind of is a drawback because there's a part of you now that really just wants to beef up your stats and be like the ultimate god tier player. But at the same time, there's something really so nice about playing basketball in a realistic manner, and that being the greatest way to improve your MyPlayer. Are they playing a 2-3 zone? Oh my goodness, they're scared of me. So sometimes as an off-ball player, one of the drawbacks of this MyCareer is when you don't have the ball all the time and you keep trying to call for the ball or call for position, your teammate grade will go down. It kind of made you feel like a dilemma. Do you sacrifice your teammate grade for a lot of points? But there is a medium to playing smart basketball in here, and that's what makes the game so enjoyable, even though this game is a technical nightmare in terms of the fact that sometimes there are glitches, and I will get to more of that later. Oh, good shot selection. Even though I got blocked, I think I got good shot selection still. They call that a bad pass, so there are some things that the teammate grade just didn't understand. It's that I made a good play, but they're just being like, jump passes are bad. Hook shot. Yeah, there we go, buddy. The ways to improve your team score didn't always look glamorous, but this game taught you to have a couple of go-to moves that would work, and that made it fun. Oh, let's see if my guy can outrun. I'm calling for the ball. Oh my goodness. See, that's another thing, is that they probably won't pass you the ball sometimes, even though I'm wide open. And I think that this play right here is the perfect example of how bad your player really is. So look how I get the ball here, right? Look how I get the ball here, right? I'm 7'5". I try a finger roll, air ball, bro. This is how bad you are when you start out the game. This is what makes it so rewarding when your player is actually good and able to hit layups in transition. That's a big monumental milestone in the older 2Ks when you have a player, because you start out this bad. It's real out here. It's great. And if you think that was a one-off, no, my player does it like the next play too. You're airballing layups out here. That's what the game is back then. Isn't it great? I love it. So as you can see here, what matters is the objectives, their highlight plays. I didn't have any because, again, my player was bad, but you got punished if your team won or lost, or by how good your teammate grade is. And then 2K Insider would talk about how well you played sometimes, but like, you took some smart shots, all right, and he'll talk about your weaknesses because you were calling for the ball all the time, but that's fine. I feel like this is supposed to be Stephen A. Smith. I feel like there's no way that this isn't supposed to be him. Now, the coolest thing about MyCareer, which they had in the first iteration, I don't know if they still have this anymore, I'll have to go check, is that they do a game-by-game analysis where they can tell you how many times you had a bad call for a pass, how many times you had good shot selection, good off-ball screens, etc., etc. I think that this is really cool. I haven't played MyCareer recently because I've been kind of burned out with it, but this was something really refreshing to see, whether it was just like not just your stats, but how exactly you're playing well and what you can improve on. That's great. Now, the skill point section was my favorite section. There's no VC, obviously, but to look at the costs between the skill points, it was easy to pick between which ones you wanted to improve and which ones you wanted to emphasize and which ones you wanted to really ignore and can get away with. So right now here, I have 1,500 skill points available. Now, an interesting thing for every archetype is that you could always improve the mid-range the easiest. The mid-range one started out as the cheapest attribute of all the shooting attributes to improve, right? But since I have a post-up player, I want to improve the post shot a little bit. Now, if I wanted to improve my player outside of the games, I had these drills. Now, I know that MyCareer has these drills today, but I just want to say that it was really cool when it felt like these drills were important for you to improve and catch up versus these drills in the current 2Ks are more for like improving your online persona, which I'll talk about later. I'm upset that the current 2K MyCareer is basically 2 different games, but I'll talk about that at the end. So again, yeah, you had this cool drill and you had to just score out of the paint. But the thing is that your player was so bad that sometimes it was just stuff out of your control. Like, yeah, sometimes my player just could not buy a bucket, right? Like, I want this floater so bad. All right, let's get better positioning. Okay, now the player won't pass. Okay, good. That should go in, right? Yep, there we go. A lefty hook. Ooh, nice little, okay. Should've, never mind. And of course, I have a timer for how to... Of course, I only have 7 seconds to score, which is a lot of time in a one-on-one. But one thing I will give 2K is that their post-move arsenal is really awesome and one of my favorite parts about the game, which sucks because you don't really post up players in MyCareer online or whatnot. And if you do, you're basically like hook shot spamming. Like there's real art to this right thumbstick post-move stuff, honestly. Whether it's the drop step. Ooh, look at that. Oh. Love that. I love that hook shot. I love that hook shot animation, which again, like other 2Ks, you could always add animations and change animations for sure. I forget whose hook shot animation that is, but it is one of my favorites. A 7'5" guy with finesse, of course. And you had a certain number of drills every month that you could use. Look at that drop step. Look at that hook. Let's go. And that's the thing, is that your MyCareer overall was so bad that you had to learn certain post-up moves or had to learn certain go-to moves, because other than that, you weren't scoring. Same with the point guards. You had to learn certain crossover combos, specific crossover combos, or else you weren't getting by that player. Now, I will say some of the drills weren't balanced, as you can see here. Sometimes I might get perfect release and the ball won't go in. So that's one of those things where this game didn't have like the green animation, green release. It was just, hey, and my player's a good mid-range shooter. That's the thing. I can get perfect release and it does not matter. But that's what the grind felt like sometimes, where it's just like, okay, hey, you're gonna get perfect release sometimes. You're gonna get bad release sometimes even, right? Even if you get bad, I'm trying to get a bad release, but it still goes in. That might not help. That might not happen, but oh, there you go. Bad release still goes in. So that was one of the, like, my faults with this game, where it was like, hey, you could be perfect shooting wise, but it still won't go in for these drills. And I think that kind of hampered the drills over time, but for the most part it was fine. It didn't like really get in the way of development. There you go. Give me bronze. Oh my goodness. You see, like, I got a lot of perfect releases, but it still failed the drill. And I'm going to show you my player's mid-range rating in a second. You're gonna not believe it. So my player for that drill was a 78 overall mid-range shooter and still failed that drill, because that's just one of the weaknesses of the NBA 2K game, where you could have the perfect jump shot form, but the ball still would not go in at times. So at some point it felt like the improvements you were giving your My player didn't come to fruition immediately, and that was a kind of frustrating end. But again, the game was still so fun that you kind of looked past it. Now, as you can see here, I got 3 perfect releases in a row. Can we make it 4? Yes, we can. And this is after just improving my skill points to mid-range, like just 3 release points. Yeah, it's a lot more automatic now. It feels like once you hit that threshold, it just makes the game a little bit just way easier for you. But it's only a 3-point difference. That's the thing. I only improved it from like 78 to 81. And then my 3-pointer is probably not good, yeah. I'm not a 3-point shooter yet, but the mid-range, man, it didn't matter what character you had. The mid-range buckets, you could easily make your player a mid-range master, which was kind of cool. It kind of made you feel like you were a player from 1970, just in the current NBA landscape. And so for that result, I get 1 shot medium mid-range improvement instantly, right? And then 400 skill points. Another cool thing about this MyCareer is that you had the position outlook, which was the depth chart between the players. So on the Bobcats, it was me, Raymond Felton, DJ Augustine, and John Barnes. But look at my stats here. 37 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, right? I'm already shining on them, man. And over time and over the end of the season, you would be able to climb the depth chart and become a starter. I'm going to show you the result of a MyCareer player by the end of 1 full season. So this is a player that I made way back in the day, and I played all 82 games. This is Pablo Sanchez. And if you go to the My Player skill points, you can see that he's a 99 shot medium and shot 3-point, and you can just ball out with those, layup, dunk, 90, all of that. ball handling 93. So after one season, even though you were 63 overall, you're still able to make a player that's able to hang, not only hang in today's NBA or the NBA of the game, you're able to actually ball out by the end of the season in terms of finding your go-to moves, in terms of wanting to score, in terms of finding your go-to moves and wanting to score, and in terms of actually being a competent NBA player. It's very possible, even though your attribute skills won't match up to like other players. So here you go. Oh, we'll run our test. Yep. Mid-range buckets. And it made it all so rewarding because you know that you did this without buying VC. You did this by playing game after game. You did this by doing all the drills, and you didn't feel pressured into buying VC just to keep up with the online community around you. That's what made this MyCareer so fun, because you didn't have to worry about the online part. Now that brings my thing to 2K, where the 2K MyCareer stuff is so tied to each other now, and they try to make both sides happy, but then neither side is happy, right? There are certain players that do want to play the online, but prioritize the MyCareer by themselves more. And I feel like with MyCareer plus the VC, by the end of the first season, you could become like a really great player and score like 90 points per game or whatever. For this one, if you could score 90 points per game by the end of one season, then that was on you, but you also knew how to like get your buckets, you knew how to score, and it wasn't because your player's attributes and badges were already maxed out, but it was because that you knew how to play with the game controls. You knew what animations were great. Right here, so this is a half spin that I like. Get it back. I like that Tyreek Evans jump shot. I think that's a Tyreek Evans jump shot. But yeah, like every move and every bucket felt so rewarding, and not like I paid an extra $50. And that's my thing with current 2K, is that I think that current 2K should split up the MyCareer online and the MyCareer offline. I feel like making it two different modes would be so much better, where it's like, yeah, your online persona, your online MyCareer would have different attributes than your offline persona. Even if you were a 60 overall offline and you were able to play on the park or whatever, you'd still be able to like hang with all the players that don't play offline MyCareer and prioritize online MyCareer. That, I think it would be a really cool balance thing, but I know they're never going to do that because of money. There's something so innocent and carefree about all of this, where it was just like hooping, no cutscenes, no Jake from State Farm, no quests. Yeah, the quest thing, that's not in there. You just play ball. Your main priorities were just to practice, scrimmage, play basketball, and do the drills. That was it. There was just the beauty of the simplicity of the game mode that I don't think we have in today's game, today's landscape, right? Like there's no cutscene where I have to go film at a pizza shop. Oh, look at that move. I forgot that move was in the game. Oh, I love that move. I forgot that the Jamal Crawford is just so natural in this game. Oh, God, I love 2K10. I forgot that I had that layup package. Uh-oh. Game time? Yes, sir. Now, I want to get to the main drawback of this game mode. The main drawback of NBA 2K10 is the fact that when this game first came out, there was a glitch that wouldn't allow you to advance to the next season. So when you did have a MyCareer player like this that got this good, you weren't able to advance to the next season. And a part of me always wonders what would happen if Pablo Sanchez ever got a second season in the NBA. But there's also a part of me that really isn't mad about it, because the grind is so cool in this game, and it kind of keeps the game a little bit balanced, where it's like, okay, you get one season and you're not going to play 12 seasons as just a 99 overall. Now, I know that 2K10 reportedly patched this, but I never got that patch because I never had Xbox Live as a kid, so I never got to see it. But again, this is one of my favorite NBA 2Ks. I love everything about this game, even though it was a buggy, glitchy, technical nightmare. The progression, the signs of improvement, and the final product of your player at the end of the season just makes it all worth it. And thank you for watching today's video presentation. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment on what other games you want me to do deep dives on, what other games you want me to explore, and what other game features you want me to talk about. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.